All right, folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here today with a review for Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor 2019 review. The show just went off the air. Lots to talk about with this show. Change of directions. A lot of things that I brought up on some of the podcast about Ring of Honor. We talked about the future of Ring of Honor and everything that's kind of happening in the landscape with them. And it's certainly different after tonight looking at stuff. What's up, Rob? I see you in the live chat here. What's good, brother? Brandon, what's good? What's good? I see you, boys. So if you guys have something to say, here's how you can help out the Everything Pro Wrestling brand. Do me a favor. Leave a like on the video, helps more people see the video. And also, do me a favor, make sure you guys leave a comment down if you're watching this after the fact, because I want to hear what you guys thought of the show. Also, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to that goal of 1K. As you guys can see, we are at the 545 mark right now. I don't know if it's updated in my goal yet, but we are trying to get to the 1K. So the closer we get to it, the more I appreciate it. So let's try and get to that number if we can. And enough of the jibber-jabbering. Let's talk some Ring of Honor, shall we? Tonight's show took place in Las Vegas, Nevada. Looking at the crowd for this show, it was quite sad that Ring of Honor was kind of like left in the dust a little bit. It's hard to describe. Like, Ring of Honor was there. The crowd was lively, but it was the people there that made this show. So kudos to them. But you can see empty seats, and it kind of hurts me to see that with Ring of Honor, because I think they still have a tremendous product. I don't know what they have to do. They're going to have to figure out how to adapt or do something. They're going to have to do something, and maybe tonight were some of the changes. Maybe you guys will be able to tell me what you thought of the show and the changes that we see take place on this show, because they got to get to Final Battle. That's the key. It's happening in Baltimore this year. It's not in New York City. And I heard ticket sales weren't doing too well early on for it. King says, I thought ROH was dead. It's still alive, my friend. Still alive. And like I said, I think they put on good shows. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know. People are flaking out on it. Maybe people can enlighten me in the comments with why. Hey, Zeus, what's up, brother? But we start off with the pre-show match, guys. We had Jeff Cobb taking on Brody. Man, Brody King was in this match. It was a really fun match. This was a hard-hitting pre-show opening contest. And we saw a lot of different things on here. We saw a lot of powerful moves showing that Jeff Cobb is still a powerful beast. But same thing from Brody. Brody is the muscle, in my opinion, for the Villain Club. I said Villain Club. Villain Enterprises, excuse me, with Marty Scurll. So, what are they going to do in this match? Good back and forth. I like the multiple German suplexes that were traded. Lots of snap German suplexes traded back and forth, back and forth. And it was a really fun match, but it all ends with the Tour of the Islands. My man, the big muscle, Jeff Cobb, ends up getting the 1, 2, 3 and the big W in this match. Really fun for a pre-show match. I kind of wish that these guys were on the main card too, because I think they're tremendous talents. It's not like they're doing anything that's horrible, or they're not doing anything that's not working for Ring of Honor. I just think there wasn't enough room for them on this card. But I would have found a way to get these two on, because they always do tremendous work. Let's see what the chat is saying. Jeff on the pre-show shaking my head. Yeah, Cobb was on there. Rob says, ROH needs that one big moment to spark interest back up. They have to figure out what the angle's going to be then. Maybe someone like Bully Ray could give it some interest, because he has been in ECW, WWE. He's been in all the big promotions. And at King, not confirmed. What did he say? Oh, yeah, I'm not sure if that's true yet, King, about John Morrison. I'll have to pump the brakes on that, because who knows where he could show up. He could be Johnny Ring of Honor. Johnny Honor. We don't know. He's got lots of things going for him as well. I gave that match a B-, though. And it ends in Code of Honor. Brody shook Jeff Cobb's hand. And I like that. And keep that in mind for the theme of the evening a little bit here. Goober, what is going on, my friend? I'm opening some of the results here too, just in case you guys have some move-specific questions. So, big cameo number one here. Shout out to Brian Zane, who is on YouTube. He does Wrestling with Regret. I've watched some of his stuff. Really good. And he was backstage doing interviews for Ring of Honor for this. He looked professional and someone who I think maybe they could bring on a permanent basis for pay-per-views at least. Mr. Zane did a good job here. And he was backstage interviewing the tag team of the Bouncers. And they started getting into what they were going to do in their tag match later with Silas, Young, and Vinny. So they went in there, talked their stuff. But I thought Brian Zane making the cameo was really cool. Really dope. Goober says he's working. How's it going? It's going well, my friend. Going very well. I'm glad you guys are in here. If you like it, don't forget to click that like button. Yes, I do agree with that. King just said ROH and Impact get crapped on a lot. And I would agree with that. They definitely don't get the respect they deserve. And I fully agree with that. That sucks for them. Next up, we have a situation or an interview, I guess you'll call it. A segment with Dalton Castle. He is talking to a new girl. I couldn't hear what her name was, so I don't know if it was Gwen or something else, but she was something different. I really liked her, and I thought she did a good job. She was out there kind of talking to Dalton Castle, and eventually Joe Hendry comes out. If you guys are fans of WCPW, you guys know who Joe Hendry is. He comes out and he does like this whole karaoke routine, making fun of Dalton Castle and why he hurt his back because he was reaching for his peacock. Please don't censor me, YouTube. But he made this joke, had a karaoke song with it, and everyone thought it was funny. And earlier in the segment, a mimosa was brought out, and he ended up throwing it into Joe Hendry's face, and that kind of led to a little pull apart. So we're going to see some more stuff happening. Joe Hendry ends up beating up some of Dalton Castle's boys, and that's how the segment ends. So I predict that we're going to get a good match between these two eventually. Let's see here. We have Ace Ninja. Ace Ninja, what's good, brother? He said, who won the TV title? And, we'll get on that. And he's asking why TKO Ryan and why was he not with Vinny on the card? Yeah, Ace, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. And Jesus says ROH needs to sign somebody big. Who would you recommend, Jesus? Who's the free agent that you would go out there and get right now? Wrestling's on every day because of the new schedule, and it's a beautiful thing, King. But let's get into the main card of this show. That's why you guys are here. So, number one contenders tournament match. We start the night off with the villain, Marty Scurll, potential free agent. A lot of people are wondering, is he going to go to AEW? Is he NXT bound? Can ROH make a play for the villain? And he's going to be taking on Boom Boom, Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana, a long-time Ring of Honor resident, former tag team champion in the Second City Saints. Colt Cabana has been around for a long time, and we usually see him on commentary. I thought this was a decent match. Lots of back and forth here. Colt Cabana, I thought he had it won when he hit the Superman pin. He had a lot of big splashes, a little bit of comedy, but not too much. I liked it. It was subtle in this. And it ended up working, but in the end, he fell victim to the Lariat and the Black Plague. I gave this match a C+. Marty Scurll moves on into the tournament, but is Marty the guy to get the shot at Final Battle is the real question. I wonder what a lot of people will say about that. Marty may be leaving, but maybe you could entice him by offering him some stuff. And thank you to who just subscribed. My man, Christian, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, brother. I appreciate you. If you got a channel or anything, let me know, and I'll give you an even bigger shout out. So thank you guys so much for that. Let's get into the next number one contenders tournament match. Now, this was weird. I don't know if this was announced on television, but this wasn't really explained to me, but I was also talking to some friends during this. Shout out to the XGW crew, too. Kenny King came out with Amy Rose, and he was facing off against PCO. And during this, Kenny King came out with Cinder Block, so I assume that this match is going to get into the hardcore situation here because that's why they brought it out. Ace Ninja is the one who subscribed. Thank you, Ace Ninja. I appreciate it. Ooh, Jesus says ROH should sign John Morrison. Johnny Honor. That could be something that we see. It'd be interesting. to say the least. In this match, though, we have Kenny King versus PCO. PCO is crazy. Now, if you guys watch this and go back and listen to the theme song, PCO had a new theme song produced by Jim Johnson, and I believe it's called Shocker. And it was something different, and it worked for PCO's character. Good to see Jim Johnston back on the scene making music for wrestlers. It's what he's known as. That guy is a Hall of Famer, I think, for some of the themes he has created. Iconic themes in the pro wrestling world. So make sure you guys tip your hat to Jim Johnston if you ever see him. But I thought it was real cool that he made this theme for PCO. And dope. In this match, PCO... I don't know how I can watch this guy wrestle, whether it's live or on TV. He does stuff that makes me cringe, man. No guy his age should be able to do this stuff. He's not human. It's the best chant ever for this guy. At one point in this match, we saw him do a swanton onto Kenny King, who was on the apron. He flips over on top of him and lands on, basically flips over, then he lands on the ground onto the floor, and then hits himself on the table. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? They brawl back and forth after some abusive punishment. PCO does his dive onto the floor. I don't know what's up with him doing that. He ends up getting carried away by some of the officials back there, but Kenny King interferes. He's not going for it. Kenny King wrestled in sweatpants, so it kind of made this feel like a real brawl, too. He puts PCO back into the ring, and anything is going on in this with the interesting battle of styles. We eventually see him get put onto the apron again. Kenny King goes for a sunset flip powerbomb. Doesn't end that way. So during the part where he flips over him, PCO just lands straight back on him. It was a botch. It looked really bad for Kenny King. But in PCO matches, it's just becoming kind of the norm, in my opinion, for what happens. He's not human, Rob. I love it. I love it. ROH should bring back the Motor City Machine Guns. I know Alex Shelley's been hanging around there, Ace Ninja. I don't know, though, about Saban. I heard he had something going on with NXT. Who knows where they're at with the Motor City Machine Guns. But let me finish this match real quick. So, and this all happened on the exposed mat, too. The mats were exposed at certain points in this match. So, Kenny King, they have the botched sunset flip bomb. They get back into the ring. Amy Rose pulls out something. Now, at first I thought it was like a cane or, you know, a baton that a police officer would use, but it turns out it's a taser or a cattle prod, and she gets into the ring to shock PCO with it. Well, during this, he gets Kenny King in kind of like a chokeslam position, and the cattle prod gives him energy because PCO and the whole electric currency going through him, and he chokeslams him and pins Kenny King with kind of a goozle hooked onto him. 1, 2, 3, PCO picks up the victory and is moving on in the tournament. Super dope. Good to see PCO get the win. The man is not human, and he's having a great run towards the end of his career in wrestling. So cool for PCO, man. Good to have him win. So are you guys happy that Marty and PCO are moving on into this tournament? I think they're two of the favorites to win. Let's get into the Women of Honor title match. So we had Kelly Klein, the current champion, versus Angelina Love. And on the outside to the floor, we had the Allure, but no Velvet Sky in this. We had only Mandy Leon. And this match was kind of real plotty, slow. The Women of Honor division is missing a spark. I don't know what it is. It's not really any of the ladies' fault. It's just missing something that feels of importance. And I can't pinpoint what it is. So maybe it's not fair that I judge that. But it's tough, in my opinion. Very tough. So let's get towards the finish here. Mandy Leon's on the outside. They've been doing a lot of tactics with the hairspray, spraying Kelly Klein on weekly television shows. And at one point, they finally catch her, and Angelina Love hits the Botox injection, the pump kick. 1, 2, near fall. Kelly Klein kicks out. The place is starting to stir. They do another hairspray spot, but this time, Kelly Klein moved, but it looked horrible because Kelly Klein still got sprayed, but then she pushed Angelina Love into the spray that was already out. It didn't look good. We get a roll-up, a near fall on Angelina Love. So now this contest can go either way, back and forth. They're trying to tease. And another Botox injection kick. 1, 2, 3. Angelina Love is the new Women of Honor champion. I give this a grade of a C. After the match, the lights go out as they are about to put the lipstick on her face and take a picture of her and cause this carnage. Man-Eater is back out there and she wrecks everyone. I am not too familiar with her. I had to look up some of her work after the last time when she debuted. And Man-Eater is somebody who I want to see in the ring, man. I don't want to see any of these games played. Let's see what she can do inside the ring in a regular match on the pay-per-view. She's been doing all these surprise appearances, which is dope, but I want to see what she does. She was a beast, took out everybody in this match. I just want to see more from the Women of Honor. They have so much talent, and it's just missing a spark. I don't know. Let's get back to what people are saying here in the chat. Marty should face PCO, Ace Ninja says. I'm not disagreeing with that, brother. Jesus De Leon says he's okay with it. Mandy's fine. King says, miss a big name. Let's see. And Marty should face PCO. We're getting a lot of that still in the chat. I agree. That'd be something cool. I wonder if just people were thinking maybe it's too much Villain Enterprises in there. We get a great video next for the next match showing a package of how Jonathan Gresham and Jay Lethal got to this point. Now, my backstory on these two is Jonathan Gresham and Jay Lethal had this similar path to me. Jay Lethal came up in Ring of Honor at a very young age, and he was kind of the protege of Samoa Joe, if you guys don't know the history. He eventually went to TNA, became Black Machismo. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that. He was Jay Lethal over there too, but very interesting character, and he went on to become the world champ, someone who became the face of a company, Ring of Honor. And Jonathan Gresham, to me, is a hybrid of Jay Lethal and Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan now. And they have a lot to offer each other in this match. And it's kind of a dream matchup that you would love to see on any mid-card. Even it could be a main event match eventually, because I think Jonathan Gresham has the ability to be a main eventer in Ring of Honor right now. He's just got to get there. And Jay Lethal is the exact guy who could push him to that level. This is a really good technical pro wrestling match. You guys are going to see a lot of moves, holds, stretching, good wrestling. But the key to this match was Jonathan Gresham has been cheating since he defeated Silas Young. He's been using tactics like low blows and other cheap things to win matches, and Jay Lethal is not fond of that. And these two started brawling because of it. Good technical match, as I've said previously. Stretches. We saw figure four leg locks in this. Everything. Even at one point, Gresham teased using a chair, but the official stopped him from using the chair. I believe it was Todd Sinclair. And they eventually started brawling on the outside, and this is when things started getting heated. The fans came alive for it, really enjoyed it. I thought it was good stuff. We got Matt Lopez in the chat. What's up, Matt? Love this show. DVD was great. Thank you, guys. If you guys are in here, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, man. Helps me out a lot. So this is one of my favorite matches of the night, in my opinion. They went back and forth. It was a good match, and Lethal could not go for the lethal injection because of Gresham working over his arms, kicking his hands at many points. It showed the beauty of pro wrestling, the psychology that's behind it. And eventually Jay Lethal got caught in the octopus stretch, and we all know Jonathan Gresham is called the Octopus, and he eventually takes him down to the ground, wrenches back, and Jay Lethal has no choice but to tap out. Jonathan Gresham gets the win here. In my opinion, an upset victory. Hey, what's going on, PR Nightmare? Good to see you in here. ROH should use the Kingdom in the tag title picture. They have the options. They do have the options. So, lots of goodness in this match. I give it a grade of a B. I thought this was a very solid match. One you could go back and watch. I thought it was fun, and I hope that they don't stop this feud. I kind of like it. And I want to see Jonathan Gresham more as this tweener character right now. He's showing aggression, and maybe this could lead to him getting into that world title picture. I hope. Let's get to the next match. We had a tag team match. It was kind of put as a barroom brawl style type match. And this match had the Bouncers in it versus Silas Young and Vinny. This is a brawl. This is a straight up fight. And like someone questioned earlier, where is TK O'Reilly in this? I don't know why this was booked like this. Maybe he's injured. Maybe I missed the reason why, but Silas Young is involved in this. And I thought this was a good match. This match had a lot of good spots in it. Let me just see. This is the one match I was worried about if I missed anything. So I'm pulling out the phone for this one. No, this just shows the ending. So we're going to go off my memory then. A pool cue stick was used at one point. Chairs. Everything was involved in this match. Tables. And the pool cue stick eventually got broke against the ring post. The shards of it were used. There was blood everywhere. I believe both of the bouncers were bleeding. Vinny was definitely bleeding. And I think Silas Young was kept clean in this one. But there was lots of blood. And not crazy, but each guy had some cuts across their head in this. So the cringe-worthy moment of the match, in my opinion, Beer City Bruiser is up against the corner, and his back is being held up. So basically, if you guys could think of it, I'm turning around for the example. His back is exposed like this onto the corner. Like he is hugging the corner from that way. And Vinny pulls out darts. I cringed as soon as I saw him because I'm like, oh God, no, they're not going to do this. He threw darts into his back and he landed each one of them into his back. Disgusting, dude. I could not imagine the pain. I don't know how you gimmick something like that. Freaking gross. But I thought it was a unique spot and very wise of Ring of Honor to do that. Oh, yes. Matt Lopez has a good point in the chat. Lethal versus John was a chess match. And hey, Christian, what's going on, brother? Good to have you in here. You're gonna watch MLW. I don't know, man. We'll talk at the end, Christian, about that because there's so much wrestling happening right now. But afterwards, he gets that thrown into his back. Beer City Bruiser hits that Velveteen Dream style DDT onto a chair for the 1-2-3 on Vinny. It made sense. The bouncers have been tagging up way more often. And Silas Young and Vinny aren't really a tag team. So I don't mind the loss here. And they built up the bouncers. They're a different looking tag team. I know some people are going to be like, oh, they're just two fat dudes. But they have unique characters and body shapes. And that's what we need in pro wrestling. I want people to look different. And them as a tag team, I don't mind it. And these guys brought it. They came into the match and they brought it. They got their ass kicked and really showed out. I could not hate on this match. I also gave this match a B. I thought it was really good. Just as good as Lethal and Gresham. And you know what? I'm actually going to change my grade for Lethal and Gresham. I'm going to give them a B+, and I'm going to keep this at a B. Really good match, though. I thought it was fun. Different spots. Wasn't mad. We go on to the next match before we get to the sixth match. PJ Black joins the commentary team for this Ring of Honor Triple Threat TV title match. Or was it? So Shane Taylor comes out. Shout out to my man Montezzi who does the theme for Shane Taylor and some of the other companies. And a big shout out. Montezzi's theme is actually going to be shown on AEW. He will be doing the theme for Sammy Guevara. He was a guest on my podcast. He has music videos out there with Isaiah Swerve Scott. Make sure you guys check them out. They're on the Swerve City podcast. So Shane Taylor, Tracy Williams, and Flip Gordon. It's supposed to be a triple threat match, but it looks like at the very last second, Dragon Lee was added into this match, making it a four-way. Interesting. And we'll get into that towards the end of this one. This match was kind of quick-paced, though. I felt like it was nothing but action. So adding Dragon Lee in really bumped up the pace to this match, and it was fun. I really feel like Hot Sauce Tracy Williams is someone who's very underrated in Ring of Honor, and I'd like to see him get a few more big spots and big matches. I really like his talents. And Shane Taylor, I love the storyline of the free agent and how he's been a beast lately. So we've got a lot of good stuff here with him. Shane Taylor was the main focus of the match, and he eventually hits his, I don't know if he has a name for it, but it's kind of like the Rikishi driver. He ends up hitting that and getting the victory in this one. And Flip Gordon, the mercenary, he's part of Villain Enterprises now as a heel. He kind of was out here to make sure he ruined the moment for Lifeblood. So I don't know if there's going to be a big feud or match with those guys, but he made sure he ruined the moment, and that came across clearly. Shane Taylor wins, bragging about him being a free agent, and Dragon Lee eventually gets into his face. And I want to see this matchup. Dragon Lee versus Shane Taylor one-on-one. Thumbs up, bro. I think it will be a really good match, and it's the way to go. Power and speed meet each other. Top victory here. Let's see here. Vinny is the new Jimmy Havoc, people are saying. What are my thoughts on Jerry Lawler coming back as a commentator on Raw? We'll see how long that lasts, are my thoughts. We'll say that. Let's see here. Tracy Williams is the best member of Lifeblood. Yes. That could be debated. He's not personally my favorite. I think he's the most underrated, though. I will agree on that point. But Shane Taylor retains the title here. Shane Taylor versus Dragon Lee is teased and set up. I thought it was really dope. I like it. We got 12 people in the chat. If you guys have thoughts on this, let me know. And I know that this is an old layout, so if you're seeing New Japan, it's because of the hybrid between Ring of Honor and New Japan. Hopefully you guys are digging the layout. This got made a little bit ago, but I like to use it for the Ring of Honor events because I had it and I didn't get to use it too often. So I'm just trying to put it to good use here. Let's get into the ROH tag title match. We had the Briscoes versus Lifeblood, Mark Haskins and Bandido. The Briscoes, man, what can we say about them? I've met them several times, and the Briscoes are some of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet, man. 11-time Ring of Honor tag team champions. That is epic. Jay Briscoe, a former Ring of Honor world champion. These guys are Hall of Fame worthy, in my opinion, in any pro wrestling Hall of Fame. The Briscoes are just badasses, and you can't be mad at them. And Mark Haskins is someone who I've really slept on, even during his time when he was in Impact Wrestling. This guy is really good, man, and I'm noticing it more and more that I watch Ring of Honor. Not saying that I didn't see him before, but I'm really appreciating his talents. And the same thing with Bandido. Ever since I saw him at All In, that was the first time I saw him. Dude is great. Dude is great. I can't believe he's not in a bigger picture in Ring of Honor. They got him to a contract, man. You got to let it happen. Goober says the layout is good shit, pal. Thank you. Thank you. Matt, I appreciate that. You guys got to come in and check out my other layouts. I'll have some dope ones coming out for you guys soon here. So Ring of Honor tag title match, I really didn't see like too much of what was happening. We got good wrestling. The Briscoes brawled. They double teamed. Haskins and Bandido did their things that you know that they're known for. And they have unique double team moves. I was a big fan of we saw a Falcon Arrow into a Frog Splash from Lifeblood. Haskins did the Falcon Arrow. Bandido did kind of the little Eddie shimmy, and then he did a dope Frog Splash. Really liked that a lot. And so we got into that part of the match, and it started getting real deep where you thought people could win at any given point. And the Briscoes at one point hit Mark Haskins with the J Driller. We get a near fall out of it. Bandido comes in, he starts brawling, and eventually they knock him out, and Mark Briscoe hits his froggy elbow drop, and Bandido gets taken out. Another J Driller on Mark Haskins. 1, 2, 3. The Briscoes retain. I did not see them losing the titles here at all in my predictions with Rob. You guys will hear that on the podcast today because we kind of ran through it real quick. But good stuff, man. Not mad at it. The Briscoes get the victory. I thought this was a fun match. I give it a grade of a B-. Now, there's some aftermatch shenanigans here, too, though. Now, Bully Ray ends up coming out and attacking Lifeblood. He has his chain with him. Do you know who I am? I don't know why this dude's never booked on the main cards. Like, let this guy rock. Bully Ray comes out, though, and he is ready to beat the hell out of Lifeblood. And then here comes Tracy Williams to make the save. Hot Sauce is out there, and he's trying to fight off Bully Ray. And as soon as Bully Ray is backed into a corner, Tracy Williams has the chain. Here comes the mercenary, Flip Gordon, once again to ruin Lifeblood. This is leading to a big match between these teams, I feel. Villain Enterprises and Lifeblood. Flip Gordon ends up taking him out and costing them the moment. And he ends up going to the ring, Bully Ray that is, and throwing all of Lifeblood into the guardrails and everything else. And Mark Haskins' wife, who was clearly shown yelling. I don't know if that's his real wife even. But she's clearly shown, like, leave my husband alone, blah, blah, blah. And the camera had cut to her earlier, so you knew they were setting this up. Bully Ray gets in her face and says, "What are you going to do? You're a stupid woman," blah, blah, blah. And she slaps him across the face. Well, this leads to Bully Ray powerbombing Haskins through a table that was set up on the outside. Haskins has blood coming out of his mouth. It was kind of perfect how it looked. He spit up blood. It's in his beard. He is down and out. She jumped the rail. Bully Ray tells security to get her out of here. She jumped the rail. Where was that for Enzo and Big Cass? Sorry, too soon. But eventually, she gets taken out, and that ends the segment. But really dope, man. So it looks like Bully Ray's going to get involved into this feud, too. Hopefully this is just for television, though, because I think the real money match is Villain Enterprises versus Lifeblood. Let's see what the chat is saying here. Haskins and Williams should be a permanent tag team. I agree. I think that team would be a little bit better. But I do like the combination of the way they set up the sharpshooter with Haskins and Bandido. I think it's really dope how they won. And Haskins' sharpshooter starts off like the regular one that he just starts wrenching back on the legs and leans back. Really dope. The Briscoes are amazing, Matt says. Met them many times. The best tag team in brawling promos in the ring. They are so great. The Briscoes have been in ROH since the glory days of ROH. You got that right, King. Bully Ray should go back to Impact Wrestling. WWE 2K20 Universe mode looks the same with little updates. Yeah, it looks like patch notes when I read it, bro. That is his real wife. Thank you, Matt, for clarifying that for me. Goober3. I try not to get involved with wrestlers' like personal lives like that all the time. Like, I don't need to know who your wife is and everything else. Goober says security learned their lesson from Enzo and Big Cass. Right? Big facts, bro. Big facts. And like I said, I see some more people joining in watching. If you guys are enjoying this, don't forget to click the like button. Get in the live chat real quick and we can talk about what you guys thought of this show here. Any three parts of Lifeblood can be perfect tag champs. And maybe they're the team to dethrone them. Alright. Main event time. ROH World title on the line. We have Matt Taven, the current Ring of Honor champion. We've been hearing contract updates with him too. Matt Taven is someone who, I'll admit it, and Rob's been on here too. TK O'Ryan has been hurt with head injuries. Thank you, Matt Lopez. Matt Lopez, man, he's coming with the knowledge tonight on Ring of Honor. I appreciate you, bro. Matt Taven is on his A game. He's been the Ring of Honor champion. I'm not the biggest Matt Taven fan into this role, but Matt Taven has busted his ass and he worked hard for it. That's one thing we cannot deny. So he's in this spot. And many are questioning, is he going to stay with Ring of Honor? Does he have options to maybe go to an NXT, an Impact Wrestling, AEW? Where is Matt Taven going? Some people are wondering because he hasn't signed a contract yet. And he is taking on the LIJ sensation, ROH. Really good stuff here, man, in this match. They teased a quick ending, and if you guys listen to the podcast, Robert and myself brought it up. What if it ends like it did with Dalton Castle in seconds, and he gets the win? But they didn't do it. They just teased it, though. So I thought that was really good on whoever booked or laid out this match. So ROH ends up rushing in, but he doesn't get it. We get some back and forth action. The main parts I remember from this match, ROH at one point takes off the guardrail and is hitting Matt Taven with it. That security eventually had to put the guardrail back. Like, kids in the front row were like, yo, what are you doing? And it was so cool, though, because I've never seen someone take the guardrail apart like that and use it just to beat the crap out of their opponent. But ROH does that. Matt Taven even hits his finisher, but he gets a near fall out of it. ROH kicks out, and eventually Matt Taven gets straddled onto the top rope. He gets stuck. He eats a drop kick in the corner, a mean one to his face, and then ROH slaps him a couple times, and you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And ROH lands it. We get the 1, 2, 3. We have a new Ring of Honor champion. ROH has defeated Matt Taven in this match. Afterwards, we see a great celebration. Dragon Lee is out there in his suit. His son, ROH's son, looks like he's out there. And I don't know if the other person was his dad, uncle. I don't know who that guy was. I put some guy in my notes. And we have a new Ring of Honor champion. I think ROH becoming the ROH champion was the right decision, and they made some good things happen here. Justin Thomas says Matt Taven is gone. Yeah, I don't know. Matt Taven is given too much hate. He has been a great world champion. So many great matches with Lethal, PCO, Flip, Haskins, Alex Shelley, Kenny King. Get them horns. You got that right, bro. Ring of Honor's in this tough position, though. So, overall grade for this match. I'm going to just go with a solid B- for it. Honestly, I'm leaning more towards a C+, but we'll give it a B- because they did do some interesting things. And I didn't think it was too bad. But overall show grade, I'm going with a B- for this show. I don't think it was a bad show at all. Something solid. You could put it on in the background. It's what you would expect from Ring of Honor. They gave me what I expected. Good wrestling, average matches. There's not anything on here that's going to blow you away, but there's nothing on here that's like so bad that, oh God, I don't ever want to see this. The worst match was a C- match that I talked about earlier. Other than that, though, lots of solid action, lots of fun here. Let's see what Ace Ninja says. Alex Shelley should be pushed into the TV title picture. If he wants to stick around, yeah, that'd be dope. It was his two brothers and dad and son. Dope. Okay. Ace Ninja, who is the leader of LIJ, Rush or Naito? I believe it's Naito in New Japan, but the origins of LIJ started with Rush in Mexico. Matt Lopez says, Rush and Taven was very fun. World title match. He enjoyed it. Matt Lopez is a fan of Matt Taven, though. I mean, some people really dig the guy. I don't know, Matt. With me, I find him just kind of there. Justice says, Rush isn't LIJ. He is, yeah, from Mexico. But that's where LIJ started, Justin. The origins of it started from there, and then they brought it over to New Japan. So now October 27th, England, it's going to be Rush versus Jeff Cobb. That's going to be a beast of a match. Two of my favorites. Can't complain. Rob asks a question here. Are you hyped for Wednesday? Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to Wednesday. I can't wait to see AEW and NXT and what they're going to do. And if you guys want to know, I will be doing shows on Friday now, talking everything WWE. Wednesday will be AEW. So make sure you guys, if you see the live button pop up once you subscribe to the channel, man, come on in. Let's talk. I read comments. You don't have to give me donations and money. If you want to, cool. But I appreciate it. But if you guys want to talk some pro wrestling with me, hop in here and let's talk, man. How would you feel about WWE loaning out Samoa Joe to ROH? Why not? Why not? I like Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor. I thought it was dope when he returned after he left Impact Wrestling. Samoa Joe is the dude from Ring of Honor. I remember him from when he had the theme, "The Champ is here." Samoa Joe, in my opinion, is one of the greatest Ring of Honor world champions. It's between him, Danielson, and Nigel McGuinness, in my opinion. Hashtag choke out Dom. Hashtag Poppy Joe. You guys are crazy. Jesus is chanting AEW in the chat. NXT UK is on Thursdays now. Yes, King. And the wrestling schedule is crazy right now in the world of pro wrestling. We've got so much wrestling happening every single day of the week. Make sure you guys watch what you want to watch and enjoy it. We heard rumors about CM Punk today. So much is happening in wrestling, and I love it. I just want the wrestling community to be peaceful, united, and enjoy all of this. AEW NXT is going to be nuts this week. Matt knows what he's talking about. Can you stream New Japan? I cannot stream that. I think you meant New Japan. Let me know what you meant, Ace Ninja. Joe and ROH, make it happen. Samoa Joe is so undervalued in WWE. I agree. Yeah, New Japan, I can't do any live streams like that, but if I get the opportunity to review them, I will. I know I'm going to review Wrestle Kingdom, but we'll try and do whatever shows we can. Jesus Chan, EPW, thank you. Thank you for that, Jesus. What are your thoughts on NWA coming to TV? Dude, I did my podcast today. I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek kind of into one of the topics. I did not know NWA was going to possibly be on the WWE network when they were going to do the tier system, but I guess plans have fallen through on that. You guys can hear more about that on the podcast that just dropped on Brainbuster Radio. Really dope, though, man. I'm happy for NWA. I'm not mad that there's so much wrestling right now. I just don't want to see companies like Ring of Honor or Impact or NWA or anyone else suffer, though. Like I said, Ring of Honor's attendance figures have been looking bad, and I don't know why. They're not putting out anything that's bad, but you can see the difference in their product. It goes back to what I was talking about on the podcast, though, with relying too much on the Bullet Club and other people, and then when they left, it kind of left a void, but they were kind of coasting with New Japan stars, and now they're back to the void again. So Ring of Honor is probably on the lookout to bring some people up, and Joe Hendry was a great start. Keep bringing in more guys, though, man. Lots of chances and opportunity. Next week is going to be insane. I agree with that. Jesus King says CM Punk coming out and attacking Kofi and Brock. I wish. I don't know how true whatever is going on with CM Punk. If he shows up, I'll be happy, but I'm not even going to speculate on any of that with him. Goober, thank you, brother. I see you throwing up the 2 sweets. Ace Ninja said New Japan. I got you, bro. I can't stream it, but I will try and do my best to review some of the shows for you, though, if you want to ever come on in. I do Fire Pro streams, too, if you like that game. Jesus says, glad NWA is going to have its own show. You get your shirts yet? Rob, I did get my shirts. You'll see it on Wednesday. Big debut for it. What is your opinion on AEW, Ace Ninja says. I like AEW. AEW has my interest. I like how Tony Khan, Cody, and the Bucks have handled themselves so far. There's been some mishaps, some disagreements on how to do things, but I'm interested to see what AEW does. They have not put on a weekly television show yet, so let's see what they do. Are they competition, or is this kind of they're jumping too early, man? I want to see the video games, the action figures, everything else that every big wrestling company has. AEW needs it. When the Elite left, they have not been the same. Let's go Shane McMahon next week. Next week is must-see pro wrestling. You got that right. And Goober says, ROH has been doing solid shows with the low attendance. Hope they could turn it around. Me too, Goober. Me too on Ring of Honor. But, guys, I'm going to end this review before it gets a little too long in the tooth. I will be back. The next review should be for Wednesday, unless something crazy happens on Monday Night Raw, and I got to do a review. But we are going to set up one for Wednesday. We will have AEW's first show. I'm going to review it here on the channel after the show is over. So make sure you guys are here. Click that subscribe button. If you have enjoyed this review, click the like button for me right now. You guys can hit it with a elbow drop, a Superman punch, a crossroads, whatever you like in pro wrestling. I'm a big fan of the Rainmaker, so you can hit it with that lariat, and make sure you click the like button for me. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. We had some new people in here who came in, so Matt Lopez, Ace Ninja, and the rest of you guys, Goober, King, Jesus, so many people who have always been in here. You guys are the best. Oh, wait a minute. Raw, NXT, AEW, SmackDown, Hell in a Cell next week, man. What a week. You guys will be seeing me pop up a lot, man. I'll be doing a Hell in a Cell review as well, and we'll get it going, man. Goober says stun that like button. Let's go. And we're going to end it with Jesus with the EPW. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right. Peace.